Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to my channel. Yo, so if you're new here, man, we do on here, we do a little bit of radiology videos and, other stuff that I haven't posted in the past, like vlogs and stuff. But as you can tell, there's a hat right here. As you go here, man, and type that into YouTube, go ahead and do me a favor and subscribe to my other channel, show a little love, a little support. I greatly appreciate that. And this is what I'll be posting most of the time. I kind of put my energy into that, and the channel's growing daily, so it's kind of cool to watch. But today I'm gonna give you 5 reasons why it's kind of cool to go into radiology, and everybody wants to go into radiology. It's 5 reasons why, I think you enjoy it going for it. So let's get into it. So anyways, I know sometimes before I get to the video, sometimes you ask me for video requests and be like, hey, can you make a video about this, or can you make a video about that? And sometimes I get on it, and if I have the time, I jump on it and I make it as soon as possible. Sometimes I just don't have the time because, like I said, I work full time. I have 2 jobs, and I drive to go to work, so it's not close proximity to my house. So, and then I got the other YouTube channel that I'm really trying to kind of blow up, which is this one. So I don't always get a chance to make these videos, but when I do, man, I do it proudly because I enjoy it. I enjoy helping you guys. I enjoy giving you information that, hopefully will steer you to radiology, or at least a good career path that will make you happy, So anyway, let's get to it. So number 1, the cool thing about radiology, man, is you are the first one before the doctors, before anybody, to see the fracture or pathology of a patient. Like, how cool is that? You know what I'm saying? How cool is that for you to take your portable machine and they order a wrist x-ray, and you take it and you're like, oh, okay, that's kind of messed up. You know what I'm saying? There's a fracture there. And you being the first one to ever see it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the doctors like to be there and be like, oh yeah, it's fractured. Sometimes 90% of the time they're dealing with other patients. But it's cool to see that you're the first one to see what's going on with the patient. And to me, I think that's pretty cool, man. That's pretty dope to see on a daily basis, to be like, oh, he's fractured. Oh, nothing's wrong. You're gonna be okay. Of course, we don't have the authority to tell the patient anything. We can't sit there and be like, oh, you're gonna be fine, or oh, you jacked up, player. You know what I'm saying? Something wrong with you. You can't say that, But just being able to be there first in line to see everything is pretty cool, man. So I think that's pretty cool, man. Just to be the first one to see stuff, especially when you go to, this ain't cool. It sucks for the family, but you as a student or as a tech, to be first in line when you get stab wound victims, or you get gunshot victims, and they're like, hey, we need a KUB of the stomach, make sure of the bullet fragment is still there. It's cool to see that. It's cool to see if you can see the bullet there, just the little fragments from the shotgun or whatever. And trust me, you will get that. Depends where you work, what you do. If you work in a hospital, you're gonna experience a few stab wounds. You're gonna experience a few gunshot wounds, no matter where you live, man, because that's everywhere. So you'll definitely jump into that, and you'll definitely see that on a daily basis. And so yeah, man, it's cool to be first in line to see what's going on with the patient. So I think that's pretty cool. So 2 is the fact that you could just go into so many different modalities. Your baseline is RT X-ray, which is your general X-rays, ER X-rays, outpatient X-rays, fluoro. If you go to the OR and you gotta do the C-arm, that's all first level, first basis. That's RT work. But then when you want to cross train into CT, and you do CT scans, and you get to do that, it's cool because 99% of the time hospitals need CT scans, CT techs so bad that they'll sit there and they will cross train you, and they will make you a CT tech if you want to go in a direction. So that's kind of cool. Also, MRI. Hospitals are always in need of MRI tech, so they'll take you to the MRI suite on your day. Say you work at the hospital 3 days as an X-ray tech, right? To get your hours for them to get to the help they need. You got 4 days off, right? So 2 days out of those 4 days, if you choose to, you could be like, you know what? I want to go get my CT certification. I'm interested in MRI. But okay, those 2 days you're off, you'll have overtime. You go, you train in CT, you train at MRI, whichever one you choose to go. And in the next year and a half, after you get all your scans under your belt, you're certified in MRI or CT. Or once you get done with one, you want to go for the next one, you could do that. So many different modalities you get into, and it doesn't stop there. as I spoke before, now you have PACS administration, which is a big thing. It's basically like you're an IT guy for the radiology department. If images aren't crossing over to PACS to the server and all this other stuff, you're the middleman. You know what I'm saying? You get to be behind the scenes, fixing all those issues, which is pretty cool. And then you have ultrasound, a whole different ballgame. Then you have nuclear medicine, and then you have PET scan. So it's so many different avenues you can take once you become a regular RT, man, and you decide to take that step in your career. Now, keep in mind, like I said before in the past, anytime you want to do a different modality, it does take a different test, a different registry test, a different, say you go for CT, you get all your CT modalities out the way, you have a certified CT tech sign you off on it, you send that to the AART, then you're able to go sit for your CT registry. So anything in radiology comes with the registry. It's the way it is. That's our field. But you're not stuck in one field. You're not stuck in one place. You can always, move as you please, and as you get bored of one, you can move and then say you're like, okay, I'm gonna go get CT certified. You do it for a year. You're like, you know what? It's not what I expected. I think I want to go back to RT. You never lose your RT license. You can just go back and be RT. Your choice, whatever you want to do. So that's the cool thing about it. So 3 is the cool thing about being a radiology, man, is that you don't have to sit there and be with the patient for hours. The only time you're with the patient for hours, man, is that when you're in an OR doing a C-arm case. Sometimes that's 30 minutes, an hour, things like that. But for the most part, they do a chest x-ray, man. They're like, hey, chest x printed out. You go ER3, take your portable, boom, 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 go see ER3. Hey, my name is so-and-so. I'm from so-and-so department. I'm here to do a chest x-ray. Put 99% of the time, that's how it goes. You put the plate behind the patient, be like, okay, first you say, hey, can I verify your date of birth? What's your name? This is that. Let me check your wristband. 2 patient identifiers, man. Don't ever forget that. So then you put the plate behind it, and you take a picture. Hey, deep breath in, hold it, shoot, and you're done. You're done. You're done with that patient. And that's the luxury about being in radiology, is that your time with the patients are very, very limited and is very low, which is good because, and nursing is different. Nursing, whatever they had to do for those hours that they're in the ER or inpatient, that's your responsibility. You have to be there for that patient for whatever they need. You got to get it. And that doesn't mean that, you as a tech, if they're like, hey man, can I get a urinal please? That's not gonna be like, no, that's not my job, I'm gonna get the nurse. No, you're a tech, we're here for patient care. You go get the urinal, you go get a warm towel, you go get a warm blanket, whatever they need, you can help. But I'm saying for the most part, your job, take the image and leave. That's it, you're done. And that's a cool thing. Same thing with outpatients. Usually is 99.9% of the x-rays you will ever do is chest x-ray. It's the way it is. And same thing with outpatients, usually a chest tube view, and you go there, get the patient, change them, do the x-ray for like a minute or 2 minutes the most, take them back, let them change, and then they're on their way. Super simple, super easy, and you don't have to sit there and be with the patient for hours. Not that we don't like patients, but it makes it easier on our part that we don't have to be with the patient the whole time, So if you want to be in the medical field and you're not that person, be like, look, I want to help people, I want to help them feel better, but I don't want to be like a nurse and be with them the whole time. Radiology is actually the perfect career for that, man, because you're definitely not with the patient for long periods of time at all. So I think that's kind of cool, what I'm saying, in my opinion. So 4 is 99% of the time, man, when you work in a hospital for radiology, is always a family-oriented department. Because in radiology, man, well, now it's different, but for the most part, pre-COVID, the techs that got there at the radiology department, they never went nowhere. They didn't sit there and be like, oh, I'm only here for a month and I'm leaving. Like, no, once you got hired as a tech, 99% of the time, man, techs stayed as techs. Because you get used to your family. That's your work family. That's people you spend at least 70% of your time of your life, because you got to go to work. So it always is a nice family-oriented department. That's 100%. I can guarantee you that. Right now with the COVID, after COVID, it's kind of getting different, man, because it feels like techs are just leaving, like, left and right. They're putting in 2 weeks notice. You get new techs. Me, I just started a new job like last week. I left my old department, for different reasons. But, I left, excuse me. So I left and that's what happens, but at the end of the day, you have to remember, man, that a hospital is a business. So they're going to put their priorities before you. And it's a business, right? That's what you got to do too. So you have to put yourself before the hospital sometimes, because you have to do what's best for you. So if what's best for you is to go to a different hospital and go work somewhere else, then do it. Because at the end of the day, man, you have to deal with it. And at the end of the day, the hospital's going to keep running, because you know what? If you're not there, it's okay. They're going to get travel techs in there. That's going to last 3 or 4, like 16 weeks, 12 weeks assignments, and then they're going to leave. They're going to bounce. So a hospital is always going to sit there and run with or without you. You know what I'm saying? You are replaceable. That's it. That's the bottom line. You are replaceable, man. So you do what makes you happy as a tech. But a radiology department is very, very family oriented, and you will feel welcomed, and you will make friends, lifelong friends, wherever you go. You might not get along with everybody, but 90% of the people you work with, you will get along with. So 5 is, what did I write down? Oh, I was like, what did I write down? So 5 is that you are never, ever bored. No such thing as bored in radiology, because there's always something to do. There's always, scans in the ER. There's always scans in patients. There's always things to do as far as like wiping down your equipment. There's always things to do as far as like learning a different modality like CT. Like, you will never ever get bored, man. You don't, because the medical field is so ever changing. You're always changing systems like Cerner, Epic. You're always gonna change stuff, and sometimes you get a new portable, so you gotta learn that software, or you get a new CT machine, so you gotta learn that CT machine. Like, trust me, you will never ever ever be bored in a radiology department unless you work overnight. Sometimes you get bored because, you don't always get patients overnight. So a lot of people like working overnight because you don't get killed as much. Now, you have your moments now when you work overnight and you get kind of slammed. But out of 10 nights, probably 9, you chilling. But absolutely, man, you will never be bored, man, in the radiology department. If you go for that, man, I think it's a good career. It's a good career, and I think you'll enjoy it. Well, guys, I hope this helped out a little bit. I hope you enjoyed watching my videos. And if you stayed to the end, thank you. If you didn't, I understand. As always, till next time.